Alright, what's up? My name is Derek Simnett from Simnett Nutrition. Welcome back to another video. We are in my kitchen here today because I want to share some things with you. So one of the most common questions that I get when I tell people that I'm vegan, besides the protein question, is, well, what sort of stuff do you actually eat? Hey, whoa, hey, are you vegan? Yeah, I am vegan. Like, what the heck do you even eat? It's almost as if they expect me to say some type of exotic foods that they've never heard before, or like they can't even fathom wrapping their head around a meal that hasn't been centered around some sort of like meat or animal product. There's so many foods that we can eat that are vegan, and people are often surprised, even I was surprised, when you switch to a more plant-based diet, you often eat a wider variety of foods than you were actually eating on like a regular omnivorous diet. People often worry that it's gonna be expensive and that they're gonna have to spend all this money on food, but like I was in the grocery store the other day and I looked at the cost of meat and at the cost of cheese, and like that stuff is really expensive. So you'll see today, like the foods that I'm talking about, they're not overly expensive foods, they're not like super rare or exotic foods that you can only get at specialty grocery stores. It's stuff that you're used to seeing, it's stuff that we're used to eating just without the meat, without the dairy. It's really simple, but I will go over everything that I stock in my kitchen. So hopefully it helps you guys, you know, do some good grocery shops and then like stock your kitchen with really healthful things so you can make amazing meals, and it'll be a lot easier that way. So I thought this would be a pretty good time to do this because our kitchen is pretty well stocked right now. So I'll go over the foods that I keep on hand, like I mentioned, and then I'll try and tell you a little bit about how I use them and maybe some of the nutritional properties that some of them contain. So if at any time during this video you're like, Derek, how do you cook that? Or like, what fruit? My doctor said it was full of sugar, it's bad for us. Just comment down below, ask your questions, and I'll definitely like try and get to as many as I can. Let's get started with this. I'm gonna give the camera off to my girlfriend Crystal, and she's gonna help film this, and we'll just kind of go around the kitchen here and I'll show you guys what's in the cupboards. So one thing I always have on hand is fruit. I always have lots of fruit stocked because fruit is like the real fast food. It's super quick. All you have to do is just like grab it and peel it or wash it and eat it, and it's so healthy for us. Fruit is not the same as white sugar, as much as everyone wants to tell you that. It is not the same, so much different about it. Anyways, so fruit on hand all the time. Bananas are my #1 go-to fruit. That's a lot of bananas, bro. Because they're like super cheap and they are like always in season somewhere around the world, and they ripen in the house, which is really nice. And then you could freeze them and use them for smoothies or smoothie bowls like I always do, or you could just eat them as is. So bananas, super good. And then the other obvious ones, apples, oranges, always good to have on hand too. Lemons are something I always stock because I like to have lemon water in the morning, as a lot of you guys know, and lemons are great for adding to like sauces and pastas and stuff like that to sharpen up the flavor a bit. So yeah, lemon. Yeah, we can't forget about avocado. Avocado, super healthy, delicious fat, amazing to have on hand. You can thicken sauces with it. You can put it on top of toast. So many good things. Tomatoes? Tomatoes are always good. Right? Okay, bring the... Oh, yeah, right, frozen fruit, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So like I mentioned, we always keep some frozen fruit on hand. Here we have a bunch of frozen bananas, some frozen peaches down there as well. Frozen berries are always good. Amazing for smoothie bowls, for oatmeal as well. Which brings me to oats. This is another one we always have on hand. We eat so many oats. And we make cookies out of them, pancakes, muffins, and then obviously just like oats, oatmeal. So yeah, oats are another one. Vegan? Oats? What? Best bang for your buck here. Like super high in iron, really healthy, good source of carbs, fiber, amazing. So dates are another one I always keep around. And these are amazing for sweetening up sauces, putting in your smoothie bowls. Chopped up dates are amazing on a salad. If you guys have never tried that, try it. And thank me in the comments below. Super dense source of calories, so if you're on the run and you know, put a little bit of almond or nut butter or something in there, a couple hundred calories really easily there. Am I in the shot? Yep. So now for the dry ingredients that we keep on hand. I don't have to say that every time, keep on hand, because that's what the video is, right? We like to keep them in jars because it looks extra pretty and you get extra karma points on YouTube and Instagram when you keep stuff in jars. But we've got some wild rice here. We've got brown rice. Red lentils. Red lentils are one that are often overlooked. They take like almost no time to cook, super healthy, really high in protein, and it's a really versatile like flavor. You can make soups with them, you could add them to stir fries, There's so many things you can do with red lentils, so I really like the split red lentils. They are amazing. A little bit of white rice. And then we've got some green lentils here. What is this?
That's farro.
So this here is farro, and one of our followers actually sent us some farro, and we got to try it for the first time, and we really liked it. So it's a really good whole grain. It's pretty easy to cook, and it's pretty neutral in flavor, like many grains are. So here we have some mung beans, or mung beans, as many people pronounce it. These take a little while to cook. You can get split mung beans, and they don't take nearly as long. And it's actually a really good combination to cook with quinoa. Split mung beans, quinoa, they take about the same amount of time to cook, and they taste really good together for some reason. So, the next thing we have is quinoa. Quinoa is actually a seed. A lot of people think it's a grain, but this is really, really nice to have with stir fries. Basically, you could have it in place of rice, but you could also have it instead of oatmeal because it makes a good like breakfast grain as well. So you can have this sweet or savory. All right, so I won't talk about everything that's in here. I'll just talk about some of the things that I use like the most. And definitely would be like flaxseed, ground flax, really, really good source of omega-3 fatty acids, as you guys know. So it's something you should have in your diet all the time. Another one are seeds. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. These are some of the most common and tastiest ones in my opinion. Really, really good source of zinc and vitamin E, so definitely good to have on hand. And amazing in like stir fry as well, or an oatmeal, so super easy to eat that. Here's another one that people often forget about. When you start eating a really clean diet and you get like iodized salt out of your diet, you really want to think about having a source of iodine. And this here is seaweed. Seaweed's one of the best sources of iodine. This is a mix of a few different types of seaweed, but just dulse works as well if you just want to have that. Good for the thyroid, remember that. We don't like, do we even need to say what this is? If you guys don't know what this is, you are new here. So we have some nutritional yeast, kind of in a gross looking jar, but we've had it in this jar for a while. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. The video is not about the cleanliness of my kitchen. Nutritional yeast, it's a vitamin B powerhouse, super good for you. It's also good at helping to boost your immune system, so this time of year when colds and flu are around, it's really good to consume. And it has a sort of cheesy, nutty flavor, I guess. Really good on top of like popcorn, on top of pastas, on top of just everything. Yeah. So all nuts and seeds are good for us to eat, but this one is special. This is the Brazil nut, and the Brazil nut is special because it's an amazing source of selenium. So I always keep these around, and I make sure I have a few of them a week. We gotta have maple syrup. We wouldn't be true Canadians, without maple syrup. But this is great for helping to like sweeten things up if you don't want to like blend dates into it or whatever. And it's a refined sugar, so just use it sparingly. Whatever. Don't like just guzzle it or anything like that. Raisins are also something that I always keep in the cupboard. I never appreciated them enough when I was a kid. It was always kind of like the boring snack you didn't want. But now that I'm an adult, they're exciting. So raisins suck. These are great on salads. I'll also put them in like stir fries. In quinoa, it's really good. I don't know, you could just put them in trail mix too. That's probably it, hey? In here, well maybe I'll talk about these too. Beans! Always good to keep a couple cans of beans and lentils in the cupboard if you don't want to like cook them from scratch because it takes a few hours. So this is super fast dinner idea. If you just cut up some veggies, throw it into a saucepan, stir fry them up with some beans or lentils, basically have yourself a stir fry. Make one of my amazing sauces from my other videos. Winning. So next, we're gonna check out the spices. And I know a lot of people are often intimidated with spices because they're like, oh my gosh, like there's so many. When you go to like the spice counter or the shelf at the grocery store, there's just like so many of them. Shake and bake, right? Shake and bake, it's a spice. So I'll break down like a few of them that I think, you know, kind of are the best bang for your buck, or at least will go the furthest in your kitchen, that you'll use the most often. Garlic powder, onion powder, and garlic powder. Add both of these to like a stir fry or some sauces and people will think you are like a magician chef. Trust me. This is one that I really like to have around. It's a no salt seasoning, so it's just like a multi-spice no salt seasoning. And your food kind of always tastes the same when you use this, so I don't use it like all the time, but it is definitely nice to have. So both regular paprika and smoked paprika are really good spices to have on hand. Smoked paprika will give things like that nice sort of barbecued smoky taste, and it's hard to duplicate with other things. So yeah, smoked paprika is really amazing. And then there's like handwriting on this one. So this is cumin. It's a really nice spice. They use it in curries a lot, but it's really good as like a standalone spice as well. It goes with a whole lot of things. Really, really good in stir fries. And then cinnamon as well. We always have this on hand, as should you. Super good in like muffins, pancakes, cookies, in smoothie bowls, oatmeal. Yeah, just awesome. So those are the main ones that I often use. Like I use a ton of spices in my cooking, but those sort of like 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, will definitely like get you started. And then of course salt and pepper. Those are good ones to have too. Should we go into the fridge now? All right, so before we pop into the fridge, I just remembered that this is something I've got to tell you guys about. Apple cider vinegar. This is something we always keep stocked, and that's we use it a lot. That's why we use like this. That's why we buy this huge 4-liter one. But yeah, it's super good on like salads and in salad dressings. There's like a billion health claims out there for apple cider vinegar. I'm not sure, about those, but I know that it's like a really good ingredient to keep around the kitchen.
Sweet.
Into the fridge. So, where do we start here? So, right away you guys see lots of greens. We always keep lots of greens on hand because they are so good for us. It's one thing that you can do. People always ask me, what's one thing that I should be eating more of? And honestly, like dark leafy greens is the one thing that I say to most people because it is something that so many people neglect. It's such a good source of minerals. There's so many different antioxidants in them. Chlorophyll, really good for our blood. Like there's so many reasons we should be eating greens. So yeah, we've just got some like romaine lettuce here, some herbs. This is some fresh cilantro. I always like to have some herbs in the fridge because it's so nice in a salad. It just kind of like wakes it up. And I also put them in my smoothies. And then we've just got some mixed lettuce. So one of the reasons why you guys always see me eating arugula is because I enjoy it, for one. And another one is because it's a really super nutritive, low oxalate green. And I know a lot of you guys are always worried about like, oh my gosh, there's so many oxalates in spinach, it's gonna mess up my kidneys and all this stuff. So this is a low oxalate green that you guys can eat, and it's like really tasty. Some people don't like the spicy taste of it, but I think it goes really well in smoothies and in stir fries. So yeah, definitely like that. And then honestly, just like lots and lots of veggies. We've got a bunch of cucumbers here, we've got broccoli, we've got peppers down here, we've got carrots, Brussels sprouts, and I find like the more veggies that I have, the more likely I am to cook with them. Like we don't want them to go bad, so I'm not gonna like go out for dinner every night of the week because I know I have this in the fridge to cook with. And that as well, like I know I have a lot of ingredients to cook with, so I'm more likely to cook, and it's gonna be more fun, and I'm gonna be able to create amazing meals. So definitely like invest in your health, spend a bit of money, get some good food. People are always telling me like, oh, vegan food is so expensive. Meanwhile, I see them going like out to eat like 3, 4, 5 times a week. This is way cheaper than going out to eat, like trust me. Tahini, I use tahini a lot in my sauces. It's a great way to thicken sauces up and to make them delicious. But yeah, if you guys don't know about tahini, now you know. So as we look into the door here, there's a lot of fun things in here, and this makes a lot of the meals come together. So we have some mustard, and I know a lot of you guys are like, what, does he eat like hot dogs all the time? Like why mustard? Mustard's great in sauces. If you didn't know, it's an emulsifier. It helps fats and like water liquids to mix. So it's really awesome to put into sauces with a bit of tahini, some maple syrup, a few of those spices. Boom, you got yourself a sauce. Also a bit of hot sauce. No vegan fridge, or no fridge is complete without some Valentina's hot sauce. Miso, another good one for sauces. Peanut butter, always gotta have some peanut butter on hand. Make sure you get the natural peanut butter. You don't want any of that like oil and all that crap in it. Some almond milk here, and yes, you can make your own, and I even have a video on it, but sometimes my demand doesn't keep up with supply, so we do buy it sometimes. Sugar-free though, no sugar added, just straight vanilla. Bragg's liquid soy seasoning, probably not the healthiest thing in this fridge, but my gosh, does it ever taste good. And then we've got hemp hearts too. Hemp hearts are a great source of protein, as you guys know. It's also a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, really good source of fiber. So yeah, I think that's about it. Alright, so I just realized as I was editing this video that I forgot about this drawer. So this is where we keep the starches. So we got some potatoes, we've got squash. This is some butternut squash. We have kaboka squash there. And then some yams, some sweet potatoes. I don't know, whatever the heck you want to call them. So it's fall right now, so these are in season. And we definitely stocked up. We actually grew, or tried to grow, kaboka squash. And this is one from our garden. Look how small it is. It's supposed to be this size. We'll still eat it though. All right, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour around my kitchen. I hope it gave you some ideas on like what to look for at the grocery store, what to stock in your kitchen, how to use them, when to use them, what they're good for, all that stuff. And let me know in the comments down below if I've forgotten anything. Is there something that I should be keeping in my kitchen that I'm not? Definitely let me know, because I always want to know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. And props to all you guys for taking control of your health. It will pay off in the end. Much love from Simnett Nutrition. Peace. See you guys. Yo, are you like vegan? Oh, ah, holy crap. That is one big spider. Holy. I don't know. No, it's not really like.